good.
Yeah.
So what we got going on for breakfast?
We have a uncured bacon sizzling in the pan by my bacon expert, Sally. And we're sauteing some spinach and cremini mushrooms that will be the basis for our omelet with green salsa and cheese.
And just before that, she was posting a blog on her blog tour for her book, Mint Condition.
Oh, yeah.
Tell me about Mint Condition.
Oh gosh, it's going like gangbusters. It's so much fun.
What's
People are looking
What's
at
it all
it.
about?
A young girl, a classic car builder, has to sell her car. When she puts it on the internet, a lot of scary people come after it. And she meets a handsome hunk, and there's steamy sex. It's good. Fun.
The blog tour is through where?
Yeah, there's a blog tour going on right now through Reading Addiction. And I'm going to 10 sites. And also the book's on special at Amazon at 99 cents for another couple of days.
Wow. So for car fans, can you tell me a little bit about this mint condition car?
Yeah, it is a 1953 Cadillac Eldorado convertible, butter yellow, nice and curvy, big Dagmar bumpers, and they only made 530 of them, so pretty rare. And my character has one of the most rare of all, so fun.
And there's a mystery in it.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's classic steel with a mystery, right?
Yep, classic steel romantic suspense.
So your book, how long has it been out?
Since August 12th.
Wow.
So we're starting to pick up steam with it. People should check it out.
I understand because it is kind of a sexy story. It's appealing both to women and men who love classic cars.
Yeah, that's a funny thing because I had a hard time getting it into the romance market. Some of the agents and publishers are saying, oh, I can't sell a romance about a classic car. But what's happened is it's gotten legs as a more mainstream. The women want to find out what happens to the romance, and the men want to find out what happens to the car.
So, have you written any other books?
Yeah, I have another book coming out end of November. It's called The Goddess of Undo. It's kind of like Still Alice in that sense, but it focuses more on the caregiver than the person that has dementia.
So this is a novel about
It is a novel
Alzheimer's? Or what?
about an estranged mother-daughter relationship where the mother has to, the daughter agrees to take care of the mother when she has dementia, and they've been separated for years, so the mother never took care of her when she was young, and now the daughter's stepping up. So,
Well, that's a unique novel, but it is full of drama and impact.
yes, it is. My publisher was going back over doing the editing the last time, and she called me and said, Tina, I'm still crying the second time through this. It's really powerful. I was real happy to hear that.
Well, you know, the book that I really loved was the brooch story.
Oh, the cloisonné brooch.
Yeah, that was amazing. The historical background on that was
Yeah, that
incredible.
goes back to 300 AD.
I can't wait till that one comes out.
Yeah, that's going to be my next project. I'm about halfway through editing that one right now.
Cool.
So that is my next project after the classic love
Can you
series.
kind of summarize it? Because that story is historical, it has mystery, it has romance. It's an amazing story. Can you tell me a little bit more about it?
It's what you would call, I think, a historical time travel. So it starts in the present. A woman finds some jewelry sealed up in the walls of her house on Balboa Island. It's gold. When she puts it on, she starts seeing through the eyes of a character who's living in 300 AD.
Whoa.
And we're never sure as we read through, she's never sure if she is living through that person or if that person can sense her presence in her life, but they become very intermingled so that once you get into the book, the character's never sure who's in charge.
And the name of the book?
It's called The Cloisonne Brooch.
Wow. So what would you tell people, it's said that 80% of the people would love to write a book sometime. They have a book that they would like to write. What would you say to somebody who would like to write a book? How would you encourage them?
Just sit down in the chair and write the book, and don't worry about editing it or if it's good or anything. Just sit down, write the story all the way through. Don't show it to anybody. Don't talk about it. Just write it. And the editing and how you might change it to make it a sellable story, that will come later. But if you never start and you keep editing that first chapter, you'll never finish. And the biggest thing about writing a book is getting it finished.
Well, some people think it's such a horrible task. It's like trying to eat an elephant. What would you tell them about that? One bite at a time?
Well, one chapter at a time. Another thing that has really helped me is sometimes the ideas about the whole story don't come in sequence. So I write whatever I'm interested in writing at the time. If it's the last scene in the book, fine. If it's in the middle, fine. Eventually, it'll string together. There's a little bit of trust. The story's there, and you might not want to... you might not know how to tell it, so just tell the parts you do know and trust that you'll be able to fill in the blanks.
So with that in mind, would you say that you don't always have to have the end of the book in mind as kind of discovering yourself in the process? Or how is it for you?
There's two different lines of thought on that. They call what you're describing somebody who's a pantser. And they write by the seat of their pants, and whatever comes. And then later they look and see what dramatic elements they can put into it to make it have an arc and all of the things that you need to have a novel. Other people plan it all out first. They do complete outlines. They know everything that's going to happen before they start writing. And then there's the combination of the two. So I'm more of a planner. But I don't always know what the story is, but I know what has to be in it in order to make it classified as a novel. There's a beginning, a middle, and an end. There's conflict. There's resolution. There's growth. All those things really need to be in there. A theme. But when you have a seed of an idea, you don't want to squash it by imposing all these rules. Just write it. Start writing it. And don't put it off, because it is hard work. And if you write a 350-page book, it's going to take a year.
Yeah.
The people that do them faster have help.
Yeah. So you're just saying jump
That's
in.
my opinion.
Jump in.
Yeah, just do it.
Yeah.
Another thing I could highly recommend is there are a lot of software programs that you can use to help you keep track of your story. The one that I really love, and I'm going to give them a pitch here because at the time I bought it, it's only $40, which is cheap by software standards. And it really helps you keep track of the story, especially if you're not writing it in order. You can move it around. It has a corkboard feature, so you can take scenes and move them around. And it's really kind of fun and save things, and it helps you complete the story.
Will this apply to a nonfiction book as well?
Absolutely. Did I say the name? It's called Scrivener.
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 Would you spell that? Okay.
Scrivener. Oh, Schrivener. I think. I don't think it's Scrivener. Now I'm in trouble. It might be. It reminds me of the old book publisher, right? Wasn't it Scrivener and Sons or
Yes,
something
that's
like
right.
that? It's that.
So if you're going to say, if you want to Google it and you don't know how to spell the name, what its function is what?
It's a writing software program.
Oh, good.
And it helps you keep track of the interior editor looks a lot like Word. You can export files from it straight to E format, which is really convenient. You can export to a PDF file, so it works really well with self-publishing, if that's what you're into. But it works a lot like Word. You can import files from Word into it, so if you've already got something written, you don't have to start typing over to use it. And there's a little bit of a learning curve, but it's worth it.
So what's your final words to some aspiring writer or somebody who's already in the middle of writing? What would you say?
Just keep going. And, find a group of people that will support you, but not until that first draft is written.
Okay. Back to work. Back to breakfast. Thank you, Kat. Kat Drennan, thank you.
For breakfast.